Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so sorry for the lighting. I'm sitting outside right now, but today I decided to share some of my favorite Netflix shows that you can watch during summer if you're bored and you have nothing else to do. We'll be like in 3 categories. So first we'll be binge watching, you like episodes, seasons, and then next will be movies, and then Korean dramas because I found them so interesting. Let's get started. The first show I have is actually Night Stalker. Night Stalker is basically this true crime documentary where beneath the sunlight glamour of 1995, LA lurks a relentlessly evil serial killer. So basically like 2 detectives, they won't rest until they catch him. So it's one of those true crime documentaries where like, you know, a person can actually like those stories. I find them quite interesting. So yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is Black Dog. So now Black Dog is a Korean show. Her teacher basically dies, tried to save her, so she becomes a teacher in the same school. And it's called a temporary teacher. So you can learn about that. It's actually a good show. Next show is Meteor Garden. Now Meteor Garden is basically about this girl who goes into this university and she like clashes with these 4 group of popular boys who everybody is in awe of. It's a Mandarin show based on the story called Boys Over Flowers on Netflix. You can watch that too if you want. It's the Korean version. Next is Juvenile Justice. This show, it's not like those other Korean dramas about romance and stuff. It's about this woman. It's juvenile justice. Basically this kid commits a crime and everything he's saying doesn't add up, so the court gets this woman named, I don't know what her name is, I forgot, but she basically hates kids who commit crime and she gives them the worst punishments ever. So you can check that out and how her personality changes over time. Next is Heartstopper. So Heartstopper, let me just find a complete definition for it because like, I don't want to spoil too much like I just did with Meteor Garden. So teens Charlie and Nick discover their unlikely friendship might be something more as they navigate school and young love in this coming of age. So it's very like LGBTQ and I love this story. It's so cute. You can watch it and there's really funny moments. So check that out. I think there's a comic of this as well. And many people like the comic better. It's this plant link right here. Okay, so the next show is called The Unlisted. Now this show is basically about twins and this academy where this organization kind of places these on their tooth which controls their minds and their being. Basically a twin, he doesn't get it in his tooth, which causes him to be the only one who doesn't have the controlling mind, so he has to like pretend he's getting control and they all figure it out like that. So yeah, I probably spoiled too much. Next one show I really adore is Manifest. Now this show, I told my friend about it and she loved it. It's basically about these people who come back according to them a day after, but it's been 5 years and they've been stuck on a plane and nobody knew where the plane was and it suddenly appeared out of nowhere. So yeah, watch that. And when they come back, they have these powers, like these special powers, so they're just navigating through that. Next up is Alone at Home, which Millie Bobby Brown is in. Let me just find the definition for this too. Lena. The story is about a teenage sister of the already famous Sherlock Holmes who travels to London to find her missing mother, but ends up on a thrilling adventure pairing up with a runaway lord as they attempt to solve a mystery that threatens the entire country. It's good. I really like stories based in like the 1980s or the 90s. You guys see the lighting? It's like having mini shocks. But we're gonna leave that be. Next is Explained. Explained is basically an explanation of everything. Like I'm talking about like multiple topics. Now you can go with fairy tales, they have country music, time, dance crazes, plastic surgery, hurricanes, apologies, your skin, chess, like so many things and explanation. Like if you're like a freak of knowing things, then I recommend this. Next up we have our movies. Okay, movies, we can start with Little Woman. Little Woman is a story, it's a movie where Jo Mart reflects back and forth on her life, telling the beloved story of March's sisters, 4 young women, and she finds one special friend who will see what happens after with that special friend. But it's a good story as well, and I find it pretty, it's a movie so it's not even that long, which is good in my opinion. Next is The Invisible Guest. Now this is going down in June 30th, I'm pretty sure, so go watch it. It's a very horror sci-fi film, and you hear the birds. Okay, it's a very sci-fi film, and if you watch this, like, the plot is incredible. A successful entrepreneur accused of murder and a witness preparation expert have less than 3 hours to come up with an impregnable defense. So watch it. It's one of those lawyer things, and I recommend watching it. Okay, next is Mimi. So this show is basically about surrogacy, and it's an Indian movie where you can watch. Basically about this girl who's living her life, and then these two people from America, they can't have a baby, so they need to do the surrogacy route, and they come to India to find one. It's a crazy story. Diversion is a new movie that came out, and it's about this girl. It's kind of like Hunger Games. Basically there's like 4 parts and you get to choose one, but before that you have to do this thing where you test whether what of the categories you are, and the girl gets a category that only few people get. It's like very dangerous to get because those people are not allowed to live. So yeah, Rescued by Ruby is basically about a dog. This movie is about this guy who can't get into the higher academy, so now he needs a dog that's well trained. So instead of getting a German Shepherd, he gets another dog, and the dog is named Ruby. So yeah, it's a cute story, like if you want to watch with your family as well. So next one is Mom. Now this story is basically about a girl who gets sexually assaulted, and then her mom, her stepmom actually, she goes to basically kill all the guys who assaulted her. And there's like extreme killing. She goes like doing extreme things. So if you want to see that little psychopath moment, go do it. Next one is my favorite K-dramas. I'm just gonna list them out. First is Rookie Historian. Basically, Rookie Historian is like based back in the time in the Korean history, I guess. This woman, she doesn't like the story this guy makes, but everybody else loves them. She is interested in more of the thriller kind of, instead of the bland romance one. So yeah, watch that. And 100 Days My Prince is 100-day husband. So basically it's her husband for 100 days, and it's a comedy story. The girl doesn't want to get married, but the guy comes out and then she just marries him, and it's only for 100 days. So do that too. 25-21. Now this show has my heart. I love it so much. It's a comedy show as well. It's more about fencing. She's like a fencing prodigy, but she has yet to reach her fullest potential. So it's like a good like cheering up as well as for motivation. So if you're lacking motivation during summer, watch this show and that little comedy. It's a lot. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a lot. You should watch it. It's the most funniest K-drama ever. I laugh comes along. When My Love Blooms is about these two people who were in college and they fell in love, and this girl really liked him, but they went their separate paths later due to some problems. But now later they meet because of their own kids. They have different kids, of course, and the kids fight and they both meet each other like that. And then it goes along and shows like their backstory and like flashbacks and stuff like that. Mr. Sunshine. This one is really sad. Like really, 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 really sad. The ending. Guy Eugen Choi was born in slavery in Joseon. After escaping to the United States, after 1871, he comes back to Marine Corps officer. When he returns, he sees this girl. Now this girl is crazy, but she's very mafia well trained, and she's been training about guns and everything like that. So yeah, watch that too. And then lastly, Alchemy of Soul. It's still going on, so watch it. Basically, it's about a guy whose father abandoned him, and it's about soul shifting. So the guy's father kind of blocked his soul shifting progress or his powers, and then it was blocked up for the rest of his life. He's been abandoned, and this girl named Naksu, who they've been trying to find because she's a soul shifter, and she's an assassinator basically. She gets soul shifted, and then she becomes his master and helps him open his chakra or whatever it is. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.